so excited and giddy. I'm calling this the Dana and Dina show because I have Dana Aghassi. I got it right that time. I'm so thrilled. And Dina Kimmel here with us, both from We Rock the Spectrum. Dina is the mastermind behind We Rock the Spectrum around the world. And Dana has been by your side a lot. We just were talking with her. She's now the new owner of the Agora Hills We Rock the Spectrum, but this is not a new operation for her. She's very familiar with We Rock the Spectrum, and I understand that there's a story, and I don't know the whole story. So who's going to kick the story off here?
I'll kick it in.
Okay.
Only because
just don't make me cry.
We only have 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. Oh no, we got all kinds of time.
I'm teasing. Dana tells better stories than I do, but it's when I say it's a story, it's such a journey for her. Yeah. And I'm so proud of her, really. I met her. Look, you're gonna make me cry.
You're gonna make me. I'm already welling up. I'm already crying.
I met her when her baby was 9 months old, and she's now in first grade. Okay, so she was taking a class. Her older daughter was taking a class in We Rock, and that's when we used to shut down the gym for classes before we realized what the community really needed was staying open for open play, and our We Rock care. And I thought she was great. I thought she liked to talk a lot.
So
she was great. She was great. She filled up that class quickly. But then, sure enough, summer came along, and she came up to me, and she was tugging on my shirt, and she goes, "Hey, I need a job. Can I work this summer for you?" Yeah, and I said, "I don't have anything." She goes, "I need it." So let's just say
it was hard to be a stay-at-home mom, and I with my first, and she was back to school, and I needed something to keep me busy. I'm not the kind of person that just sits and can just sit around the house.
Yeah.
But she had no idea the journey, what she was in for.
Yes.
So you didn't know what you were
taking the classes. There was only maybe one other child on the spectrum in the class that her daughter was in. So when she started camp, it was a big eye awakener, especially our Tarzana location. We have a lot of the kids who need the one-to-one attendant care. And when Dana started, let's just say it was very, very shocking to her. And there were many times where I had to say, "Dana, don't make those faces," or because to her, seeing a kiddo, lick the counter, lick everything was just like, oh my God, germs. And so she started from, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is going to work for you, Dana, because, I understand it's very different for you, but I want parents, I want the kids to be able to feel comfortable. I said, so, hello, it's do or die here. You need to realize that, this is how it is with kids on the spectrum. Come in the gym more often if you need to.
Because to be abundantly clear, you didn't have any education in the autism
She had
community.
zero.
Nothing.
I was a teacher, but I was a preschool teacher, but not for special needs. And so I was teaching, and that was it. So I said, just give me a try and let me see what I can do.
And I think it's important to talk about that because we all came in as newbies at some point too when we didn't know about autism, but then we got a crash course.
Right. Oh yeah.
Our kid had it, and so it was 24/7. We were gonna know about autism. But for parents coming in who don't have a kid on the spectrum,
it's shocking.
It is shocking.
Yeah.
There are some things that you go, whoa, what's that? I don't know what that is.
But coming in as a client or as a We Rocker coming and using the gym is much different than working there.
Yes.
So Dana, that summer it was. I had to
got the crash course.
I had to pinch her and go, don't make that face, don't make that face. And then we had a kiddo in there, and he was on the spectrum, and little guy had webbed hands, and feet, and just seriously a joy. And still know this family, and they're amazing. But all of a sudden he took to Dana, and it was by the end of the camp, and she was guiding him across the little walkway path that we have that people then jump kiddos and then into the crash pit. And she looked up at me, and I looked at her, and she had tears in her eyes, and she goes, "That's it. I get it. I'm hooked. Oh my gosh, this is my moment. Making that difference and connecting with him.
Yeah.
Making that connection. You know how that is. It's just
it was amazing.
That's everything.
Yeah.
So that was her pivotal moment, and for me also having her there and to be able to continue on with We Rock, because of course then after camp she saw what she did in making such a difference.
Yeah.
And no one sells We Rock, like Dana. Okay, seriously, it's unbelievable. And of course, I got to know her as a person and loved her, began to love her. And
when camp was over, it was hard. I got so attached to some of those, all of them.
Yes.
I'm like, this is seriously amazing. And my daughters were helping me with the camp too. So they would be at the gym, and they didn't know what special needs was either. They had no clue. So having my older daughter, Brianna, now 11 or 12, and working with me in camp, because Dina would let me bring the kids camp, and my older one or my younger one, they would come to the gym.
We've got more of a story. Shannon
Oh,
needs
yeah,
to hear
it's
it
coming.
all.
You're
It's
already
coming.
making me cry.
This
coming.
goes in stages with Dana.
We've
here
been
we have
together for a long
someone-
time.
Yeah, here we have someone who hadn't worked in the workforce, then all of a sudden jumps into a job working with special needs children, and then realized she wanted to continue after, so she asked me for a position. And I didn't really, have one, but if you know Dana Aghassi, she'll make you create one, and I did, and she started working at the gym. And let's just say soon after, she became the manager for the flagship gym in Tarzana, because we weren't a franchise then. And that's how far, she and I go back. And then, of course, our kids became friendly. But, how she ran my Tarzana gym, which, of course, was amazing. She ran it like it was her own. And Bailey, then her baby, was 18 months and showed some delays. And I said, Dana, we've now started this break time. Do me a favor, just bring Bailey, but not when you're there. Drop her off and, see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, sure enough, within a couple months, the kid, now she won't stop talking, right?
Her vocabulary is amazing.
Yeah, it was, well, sometimes the second baby syndrome, the sibling speaks for the other. And I
talk
knew,
for them.
yeah, I knew that's all it was. But she was able to, come from zero background of special needs and become the person that worked in the gym that all the parents loved her, the kids loved her. They asked for Dana, when's Miss Dana working? And it was great. And she was there when we decided to franchise 3 years ago. And I said, do you want to move up to corporate? And so I took her with me. It was only her and I. That first year in corporate. Yep. It was just her and I.
Wow.
She was my assistant. That's how we began. So here we go from mommy to working at camp to working at Tarzana to manager of Tarzana to now being my only right hand in corporate. So she stayed with me there for about a year and a half, and it was great. It was passion. It was fun. Traveled together, did grand openings. It was dynamite. But I always knew that Dana belonged owning her own gym, because Dana likes to be her own boss. We'll leave it at that. But Dana likes to be her own boss. But I knew that she deserved, something of her own, and I knew that she really yearned for that, and her husband as well, because her husband Henry is an amazing support in that gym. But he was always a great supporter of We Rock also. But they really are a family that own the gym. And now being in We Rock and now in corporate, because she still works for corporate as well. She has her own gym and she works for corporate. But here this opportunity arose from Agora. And the owners at the time realized, it was time to move on to something else. And that's when we really are grateful, because, pass the baton to someone else who can make that gym what it needs to be. And that's, of course, it's the only thing in Agora Hills and Westlake. That's it. So we're so excited when we heard about Card, reaching out to Dana.
Yeah.
But Dana goes and opens up Agora, okay, with a vengeance, okay, just, I'm going to turn this gym around, and,
I did.
she did, and she continues to do so.
Yes.
Her passion, the love, I hear, that's nothing but, amazing things about Dana. They come in for one time, they end up buying, 12 visits because, they fall in love with it. And Henry, her husband, who also works there whenever he can, especially on the weekends, and she does exactly what we say what an owner needs to do, which is to be successful at a We Rock. She brings her kids into the gym with her. Yeah. She doesn't make We Rock fit into her world. Mm-hmm. She makes the world fits into her We Rock. And that's what makes a successful gym owner. I mean, truly, she is a successful gym owner, because it's not just being the highest in sales. It's her kids love to be at the gym. Her daughter and my daughter, who are good friends, they can run the gym, right?
They can.
It's amazing. They do the whole mind body, checking the kiddos in, and they love to be there. I mean, Dana's Parents' Night Out is the busiest of any We Rock. Okay, the busiest.
We got to talk about that.
It's unbelievable.
About what Parents' Night Out is. Educate me. Educate me.
Well, well, back to working at the gym. So it was amazing, and Dina gave me the position in corporate. And I never thought I would be a gym owner. I just thought I would continue with Dina in corporate. I just never thought. So I got the amazing opportunity that Dina gave me, that opportunity to open, and I did. And I went from, I think, 600 and some odd customers to almost 2,000.
Amazing.
So it's been amazing, and I just feel like it's home. When you walk in, it should feel like home and not just a gym to come and, follow the rules. And there's no rules. There's no rules. It's come in, have fun, and feel like you're at home. and I make coffee for customers every day. I have snacks on the counter. I have a goodie box for the kids that I do. And I just want them to be happy when they come to the gym.
Well, that's an amazing thing.
So,
and then tell me,
it.
but what's Parents Night Out? Is that for?
So Parents Night Out.
Do you need to be a member? What has to happen?
Not. So Parents Night Out, I started. I want to say I just counted. I've had 19 since I've opened.
Gosh, really?
19,
oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Wow.
And it started as 4 or 5 kids. Now I have up to 20.
Oh wow!
I have up to 20 kids.
Unbelievable.
I do.
And so, are these is it every Friday?
What's going to be
schedule?
twice a month.
Twice a month.
It's on the second Saturday and the last Saturday of the month.
Okay.
I was doing it one time a month. And just by popular demand, the parents were begging me to do it more.
They do.
And they come from Sherman Oaks. I have people coming from Sherman Oaks, Encino, all over.
So they drop the kids off.
They drop the kids off from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And we do pizza. And I buy cookies and give them, we play games, we do arts and crafts projects, and I say bring them
to special diets,
special gluten-free, because my daughter is gluten-free. She has celiac disease, so I do gluten-free pizza, gluten-free dessert, and I tell them bring their kids in their jammies, because literally they don't even make it out of the parking lot, and the kids are out.
Yeah.
So the parents are like, okay, when's your next one? Just put us down. Just put us down.
Well, I just got back from spending some time with Temple Grandin in Texas, and I love spending time with Temple Grandin, and one of the biggest things that she talks about with parents, and some of the best advice she ever gave me as a wife, she gave me wife advice, Temple Grandin, was you've got to find some time to be with your significant other where you're not with your kids and you're not talking about autism. And she said to me, so you do that, right? And I was like, what? What you saw? What's this you talk of? I have no idea. And she said, no, you have to find that. And she said, this is the number one problem that I hear from autism parents is that they don't know where to find someone to watch their kid, that they know that their kid will be okay, qualified, and have a good time.
Right.
So, she would love this. This would be, because it's important.
Dynamite. That's the break time in all the re-rocks.
Yeah.
But not, listen, re-rock, I will say, and Dana will say this because she's been with me since the beginning, basically, since the beginning, 6 months or 8 months after I opened. Now 7 years in August. Can you believe it?
No, I can't.
But re-rock is the only place where you will see an indoor facility where parents have never been in there before. They will walk into her gym or any of the other re-rocks, and they'll be like, "Oh, bye, here's our kiddo." We're like, "Oh, wait, don't you want to, hang out with them first?" Oh, no, we feel comfortable. See you later. When does that happen?
Right. When kids are comfortable.
Yeah,
that's
when
that
kids
happens.
and parents.
Yes.
And parents are comfortable because, again, they're walking in and their child might be having a tantrum. They don't see us moving. We're like, we've got this. Go ahead.
Right.
And we let them go to dinner.
Amazing.
Go do what you need to do. And yes, it's the number 3 thing to break up a marriage.
Yeah.
Having a special needs child, for exactly what Temple Grandin said. She's right. I'm a victim of it. I didn't do it for years. I mean, even when I started doing break time in my own gym, I didn't use it. I remember Dana joking. She goes, "You've got us. Well, why aren't you going out with your husband? Go on a date." And I forgot. It's like I would forget, right? And of course, we need to be able to nurture all of our relationships. As you know, you look up respite for our kiddos. What does it say? To give parents a break.
Exactly.
And,
exactly. But
so
but when our kids get to have a break and have fun,
right?
And the fact that it's 5 to 9, which is great. So you
can go to dinner, go see a movie.
Exactly. But then when you pick them up and they're exhausted, the night continues because you can take them home and pour them into the bed, and then you could do whatever you want. We don't want to make assumptions, but you could do whatever you want when you wake.
That's exactly
right.
I love you. I have to tell you something. A couple months ago, we went out and the kids wanted to see each other. So I said, okay, we'll go for an hour. Mommy's tired. We'll go for an hour. So it was 6:30 or whatever when we got there. I'm like, okay, you guys, it's 7:30. Okay, bedtime in an hour, let's go. Oh, no, I couldn't get him out of there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Dana starts, and she puts on her dancing. You don't understand. Dana can dance. But then all the kids, and I mean, I have a video of Gabriel.
Parties.
Oh, yeah, they have dance parties. They do freeze dance. It was so much fun. We ended up staying for the whole entire time. Okay, the kids were in bed late. Like she said and you said, they slept, they were seriously asleep in the car within less than 5 minutes, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I had fun there just watching her, and I'm proud of her. You know, I'm really, really proud of her as a mother, as a woman, as someone who took this on, unlike, say, us parents who, you know, we this is it. We have a child on the spectrum. This was her choice to do this.
That's amazing.
And we don't pick our ownership is we have special needs families or people who are in the field. Dana is one of 2 owners out of our 60 that don't have some affiliation, you know, with a kiddo being on the spectrum.
Yeah.
So she, you know, she is self-made. She's self-made by this amazing person and the support system and and West. Oh my God.
Oaks and Westlake.
Westlake, it's Westlake, yeah. And really, and people come from, you know, even the Simi Valley area.
Yes.
Now
to
Simi
her.
Valley.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
And
but
it's a beautiful gym.
gorgeous.
I like I said, I have great memories of being there. It's a beautiful, beautiful gym. Well, congratulations on having this fabulous gym. I want to take a short break, and then I want to come back and talk a little bit about, since the last time Dina was here, we were talking about We Rock the Spectrum around the world, and she can tell us stories about how it really is around the world. But I don't want to leave without re-mentioning that you've got a special event that's coming up on February 2nd at your gym in Agoura Hills. This is a parent autism workshop done in conjunction with the Center for Autism and Related Disorders. It's like you took 2 things that I really love. It's a Reese's peanut butter cup and put them together. So a great workshop for parents to be able to go to. Dinner will be provided, and if you want childcare,
just call me.
It's available. And so you can call Dana at the gym and be able to get hooked up with that. Can we show the flyer one more time before we go to break? You're going to have speakers that are there, and you've got resources that are there. We're going to hook up parents with resources, but also parents get an opportunity to meet with other parents there.
Correct.
And the kids can be having a good time while they're doing it. So there is the workshop, and you can see the phone number on there to call Dana so that you can get hooked up with childcare, because we know that's the single most important thing in order to get people to be able to be there. Don't miss that on February 2nd. We're going to take a break and come back and talk about We Rock the Spectrum around the world, because Dina has gone to Malaysia and come back, and I want to hear about Malaysia.
Very
Stick with us.
exciting.
And we're Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod, and we're at the ABCs and XYZs of Special Needs Conference. And this year, for the first time, they've got something really remarkable. It's the Entrepreneurial Boutique. These are all items that have been made and are being sold by individuals who have special needs. So we're going to do a little shopping and talk to some of these fabulous entrepreneurs. Come on.
My name is Molly Rarick, and I'm founder of Breed's Gift. We're a nonprofit that serves teens and adults with special needs, like Chase here. We were founded in 2013 and serve people in the Conejo Valley, Santa Barbara, and LA.
Our main objective is to give our participants the skills they need to gain a more independent life.
My name is Shelley Cox, and Lisa Zalagi and I are founders of Creative Steps and Create Micro Business Enterprises. And the items that we're selling here today are all made by the clients who have passions about what they want to make, and then they get the profits from what they make after we've paid all of the other expenses.
We are here today because my goal is to be independent, and also I would like to share all my artwork, and I would like to sell.
Thinking about at his young age being a businessman, you know, it's amazing. I cannot be more proud.
Welcome back to Autism Live. I'm calling this the Dana and Dina Hour, because I've got Dana Aghassi. I got it wrong that time.
It's okay, Aghassi.
Aghassi. No, it's the I can't.
Aghassi.
I want a trophy for close. But anyway, and Dina Kimmel, both from We Rock the Spectrum. Dina is I was just saying, when I first met her and you had one little gym, and I was impressed with you then, and now you're all over the world, literally. And Dana has been with you almost since the beginning, is now the owner of the Aghur Hills Gym. There's a great event, February 2nd, if you're watching, at her gym in conjunction with the Center for Autism and Related Disorders. Amazing, that is an amazing workshop for parents. But Dina, I got to talk about the last time you were here. We took a trip around the world and met a whole bunch of gym owners. And one of the gym owners that we met with was in Malaysia. They were getting ready to open the Malaysia gym.
Rama Mehta. Yes, unbelievable.
And now it's happened. You've opened. You went to Malaysia.
It was 3 weeks ago, and it feels like yesterday, and then it feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
But not only did I go to Malaysia, my whole family went to Malaysia.
And we were we lived vicariously through you. We looked at the pictures. We saw the pictures. It just looked like it was so amazing.
Well, you know, our mission with We Rock is full inclusion and our organic environment. You know, I had one of my owners call me yesterday, for example, and said, you know, do I have to do the structure? Do I have to close down the gym for... And we're like, no, we're the opposite. Don't forget, just let it flow. Well, of course, my dream was to go worldwide in 5 years, and we did it in 3.
See, so you kept that underneath your hat. I didn't know that you were even thinking about that. But
well, you know, I think I forgot that this article came up in the Huffington Post and was written about me, and that's what I'd said what my 5-year goal was. And I thought, you know, like I had one gym at the time.
Do you remember us saying to each other, just one gym by the end of the year?
Yeah, that's what we used to say. Yeah,
just
one gym. Yeah, and there was 30 last year, and now it's going crazy this year. But to see that kind of organic environment happen in a different country, well, it's undescribable. I can't describe it. We literally got off the plane. We went. We slept. My kids went to sleep. I couldn't believe it. Woke up the next morning. Well, the gym was opening in 4 days. I had to get in there and help them and set up the rock shop and do what I do. And here I am in a different country. And there's my family. My husband and both of our kids went. The kids did phenomenal on the airplane. Okay. Well, you and I both know I wouldn't go out the door. Okay, with my son at 2 years old. I was afraid to go anywhere, let alone on a plane for 20 hours. But I went in the gym. There was nothing on the apparatus, and I went, oh my gosh, okay, I had to panic. I go, you guys, where's your swings? And I went and I grabbed the bolster swing and I put it up. Boom, Gabriel went right on the bolster swing. I brought with me this, you know, puffy chair. I put that in their calming room because Gabriel, that was familiar to him. Shannon, that was it. That was it. This kid acclimated from day one, minute one. Both of my kids had fun. My daughter, who's 12 and a half, was help training the staff. It was unbelievable.
Your daughter is amazing. I mean, she's got an amazing mom, and I know that you had an amazing mom. So she's got a legacy of women in front of her, but she's living up to it. Your daughter really is amazing. But your son is too, and we haven't said this in this episode, but your son was diagnosed on the spectrum at what, 2?
At 2.5. 2.5. 2009.
And I loved hearing you talk about it because we all have that anxiety about, you know, when we leave the home and how will our kids do and where do we go. And I love this idea that, you know, you can go on vacation now and check out where the closest We Rock the Spectrum is, and know that at some point you can go into that We Rock the Spectrum and have your kid regulate themselves and feel instantly at home. That you talked about that, you know, you walked in and he was okay. He had something familiar. It was your dream. It is your dream. You made it happen.
It's a reality. I mean, it's a reality. I mean, we have this system in our gyms. It's called Unplug, and they're big TV monitors, and they flash through, and it's hashtag WRTS worldwide now. And literally, you'll see all the different gyms. I have a jacket on, and I have chills because it's just, oh my gosh. To actually, you know, to see that, okay, of course, firsthand, but then to go into a country that has nothing, okay, that has no re-rocks. They have amazing
and we've got some pictures.
I mean, unbelievable, this show. That was when she was under construction, absolutely.
But we got the one at the front of that lovely woman that we had her on the show, and congratulations to her.
Yes.
Have we got the picture, Samantha, that's the front of the gym? And keep talking while she's bringing that up.
I mean, Rama, yes, Rama's the managing partner. Look at this. It's so gorgeous.
Stunning.
It's so, you know, it's the high-tech re-rock. It's the only re-rock the Spectrum thus far that has 2 zip lines, okay? So they have a shorter one and a longer one. It's unbelievable.
Look at the space.
It's so beautiful. It is, I don't know, it's gorgeous. Listen, all the gyms are beautiful.
Yeah.
But what was amazing was to see Gabriel go into a different country. He sees those 10 pieces of equipment that all the gyms have.
Yeah.
And of course, this was my dream that this would happen. But to see it happen, it was very emotional for both myself and my husband.
Yeah.
I mean, and really Sophia, to have it be okay that she was able to go on. She was dying to go to Malaysia so she could be there and have fun. And they were with me the whole time as I helped them get the gym ready. I mean, it was unbelievable. I'd look over sometimes and there's my husband. He had tears in his eyes. But let me tell you about the big day. So there we are. The grand openings are not like they are in the States, which incidentally, so you know, Dana does still work for corporate. She works for, she's our director of marketing and sales. She's the one who gets all the food donated through our nonprofit, everything. So mother, wife, gym owner, and still works for corporate. Unbelievable.
I travel when I can.
Yeah, she
I
does.
love to travel,
She
but
does.
then again, I have to be at the gym. But like Dina said, my 12-year-old can run the gym with my husband, so
Yeah.
I can try to travel. when
Malaysia
I can.
was too far. Malaysia was too
It
far.
was a little too far.
It was.
But I did go to New York.
She did. I did just
Last
take her to
trip.
New York. I did. But here we are, and I'm sitting with the owners the day before, and they said, well, you know, this is by, you know, invitation only. There's no kids are going to be there. And I'm like, what? I said, what do you mean? She said, well, yes, it's, you know, it's a press conference.
Oh.
So I said, you mean in the gym? She goes, oh, no, there's a big hall. I walk upstairs to look. It's this enormous, like 15,000 square foot room. There's 250 chairs set up. Oh, yeah, it's all going to be press.
Oh my goodness.
I said, excuse me? I go, Rama, okay, tell me more. And she says, Dina, oh no, we're going to have like 15 different news stations. And, well, you know, because one of the owners, you know, her husband is the minister of youth and sports. And I was like, okay, so basically, like, you know, I'm not from Malaysia. I didn't know what that meant, that every 5 feet he walks, people stop. And of course, then her father was the former prime minister.
Oh, I did not know.
So neither did I. Okay, they are so humble, the owners.
They buried
there.
the headline.
They buried the headlines. Let's just say there's opening day, there's Secret Service walking in, and I'm like this. I don't get nervous, you know. And you know they showed the video of you and I up there in the segment. It was amazing. So you were seen all around Malaysia.
How funny.
But they walk in. There's these people. I'm looking at my husband. I go, okay, I don't have a speech. He goes, you never have a speech. Get up there and do your thing. But there walks up Rama. She talks about her vision, her own mission, her 3 children, her son who has ADD, which brought her here today, and good friend having, and now partner who has Down syndrome. Their daughter was gorgeous, 13 years old. You know, a lot of people think We Rock the Spectrum is just for children with autism. Oh, no. It's for all different abilities.
Yes.
And she spoke. So then I got up and spoke. I was like, and I'm watching my husband. I'm looking down, looking at my son. I'm looking at my daughter and going, oh my God, I can't believe it. We did it.
Yeah.
And after I spoke, the Minister of Youth and Sports got up. And if you go on the headquarters page or their page, you'll hear his speech. It was 20 minutes. He then came out, Shannon, and talked about their own son who was 9 years old on the spectrum. Well, that would be like, you know, our own president doing that here. Yeah. Can you imagine what that did for their country?
Amazing.
It was so hard. I did the big ugly cry, okay? Thank God. I tried to do it quietly as he was up there, but just the courage. You know, he was the one who found We Rock. They came for the Special Olympics in 2015, and that's how they found out about us. And it took over a year. And he was so funny. So here's the Minister of Youth and Sports, and he goes, well, I called, and I spoke with Tina Norwood, and I found out I couldn't even speak with Dina Kimmel because I needed to sign an NDA. Did I need to tell them who I was or who my father-in-law was, Prime Minister? And we were cracking up because I was like, good job, corporate, good job, corporate. But it was so funny, but it was so beautiful to hear him speak and to represent the youth, okay, of the country there in Malaysia, and to know the difference, what that man's speech did. Yeah. Those next 3 days following, when I trained them, the families poured in because of Kyrie, because of him. Amazing. Because of him making it feel like it's okay. You don't have to be quiet because it's very, you know, hush-hush there.
Yes.
And not anymore.
What an amazing thing. Look at you changing the world.
That was unbelievable.
It is it's unbelievable, but it's reality. And you make it believable, you make it happen, and these opportunities for our kids to be places where they're comfortable, to have a place where fitness is a part of what they're doing.
Absolutely.
But also the bigger thing, especially, you know, when we're starting so young, is that sensory regulation that all of these gyms give our kids an opportunity. And I love you saying that it's not just for spectrum. it's for everybody, including the neurotypical kids. We started out talking about that at your gym. The first time I was at your gym was for a birthday party for a 13-year-old who was on the spectrum. And over, I would say, like 75% of the kids that were there were girls who were 13 and 14 years old, neurotypical.
Yeah.
And they had a blast. They had an absolute blast.
I got a phone call the other day, as a matter of fact, and the lady's like, is this gym just for special needs? I said, absolutely not. I said, it's a gym for all kids, and it's good for neurotypical kids to come to the gym and see special needs kids because they've probably never been around it either, and it's good for them to see it, that all kids are the same.
Yeah.
And everybody's the same.
They're amazing places, and I have not been to anywhere near all of them, but they each have their own flavor. You got to check out the one that's closest to you. We love everything that you guys do, but in particular, and I can't end this without saying that you guys also allow us to hold our Sensitive Santa event.
Oh my gosh, it was dynamite.
You didn't get to be there because
saw
you were
it.
already
I was Skyping from Malaysia.
but we had such a good time, and it was so amazing, and it just always is such a stunning day for us. We get to see what you guys get to see on a regular basis, the kids playing in that gym and having such a good time. We're so out of time. Really quickly, Dina, tell them if they want more information in general because they want to find a gym that's close to them, where's the best place to go?
To WRTSfranchise.com and click on the locations.
WRTS, which stands for We Rock the Spectrum.
Yes, and can I say I'm very excited that within the next 30 days we're launching an app. So on your phone, free We Rock the Spectrum app, and you can find a We Rock around the world.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then if they're interested because they go, okay, this is the business model, I want to be a part of her family, and I can see why people would want to do that. Absolutely. What a great opportunity for a family. Where do they go to find out about owning a franchise?
They go on the franchise site, the www.wrtsfranchise.com. Yeah, it's all on the same site.
Franchise.com. Okay. So check it out. And if you are in or near the Agora Hills area, make sure that you check out Dana's gym and get to that event on February 2nd. But call her now for childcare.